It's time. What time is it? Time for another edition of About Your House, where we bring you the most experienced and reputable contractors and service providers in the industry.
Yeah, we do.
On today's show, we have Preston Sandlin of Home Inspection Carolina, who'll be talking, you guessed it, home inspections, imagine that, and what he sees day to day in the field. About Your House is brought to you in part by Queen City Home Store. Queen City Home Store is a family-owned store that's been serving the Carolinas for over 70 years. They're the largest independent appliance retailer in the Carolinas, constantly growing and taking pride in the experience they offer customers with a knowledgeable sales staff, product selection, and lowest price guarantee. About Your House is also brought to you in part by PutToolsInSchools.org. PutToolsInSchools.org, connecting students to tools of the trades and raising awareness of the many career pathways. And now, here's your host, Ray Terry.
And welcome. Good morning to you. I hope you're listening on Fox Sports Charlotte. Maybe this coming Saturday morning, we're going to download this show and rebroadcast it on Fox Sports Charlotte every Saturday, 9 to 11 a.m. For Facebook Live, YouTube Live, About Your House Radio, Put Tools in Schools, all that stuff. And who knows where else. Look us up on YouTube, subscribe, like the page, ring the bell. You know all the rules. I don't know, but it'll help us. At least that's what people say, but that's not our intentions. We're not here to make money off YouTube. We're out. Our whole objective is to inform, entertain, and give you information that you can count on and believe. Even though you may not like everything you hear, we're going to give it to you straight. Today, I got Preston, Carolina. I got Preston Sandlin on the phone. I got him in studio today, Home Inspection Carolina. It's been good morning, Preston. I thank you for coming in here.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. And that intro, like where you have top contractors and all that, and I agree with that. I call Ray like when or somebody asks me for a particular thing, so I feel like to be amongst that is a high honor, and I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for all you do. We hadn't talked in, it's been well over a year or two. You know that?
Gosh, I was beginning to wonder if one of us owed each other money or so.
No.
I'm just joking, obviously.
I understand, but of late, I said, the quality of our construction has diminished tremendously. And we haven't discussed our content today at all, except I want to kind of catch up with Preston because it's been a while. You've got two girls. Yeah. They're out there. How are they doing?
They're good.
How old are they now?
25 and 22.
Now, see, there's 25 and 22. I've watched those girls with Preston grow up. He's a great father, great husband, great community activist in the community, and what his profession is. He's inspecting. Well, we're going to find out what he does, and I'm not sure what all he does today anyway, because we ain't talked in a while. Things change.
Yeah.
They always change. But how long you been doing inspection?
Wow, since 90, like mid-90s, so I guess going on about 30
some years.
Yeah, 30 years. Gosh, I don't know. How did we get this old?
Time flies, I tell you. Well, I'm going to go back to you girls, 25 and 23?
25 and 22.
22. What are they doing now, if I might ask?
So my oldest...
I know they went to Clemson.
Yeah, both of them went to Clemson. My oldest daughter, she's a food influencer. Sarah Margaret Eats. Check her out. I hope that's okay to give her a plug.
Oh, absolutely.
On Instagram, TikTok.
Matter of fact, I got a good friend that I was talking to. She says, Ray, I need to make some money, and I love to cook. And she takes care of her parents.
Right.
She's a caretaker, which is a very honorable profession, actually.
Yep.
And she cooks and takes care of her parents every day, and she loves to cook. And she says, I want to do a podcast in my kitchen. And the only problem with her kitchen is it's too little. It's too small. Although nothing's too bad, you can make it work.
Right.
As you well know.
100%.
There are cameras out there that you can do a lot with, but she wants to get into food.
Oh, yeah. If she can figure out how to, well, I mean, I'm sure she's preparing food and she's good. I mean, obviously she has
good.
a passion
she's
for
catered. She's worked with food services and all that stuff.
I can 100% see that working.
Bartended, worked in restaurants, came up through the ranks, as a lot of people do.
If she could come up with a way to, like, everybody's looking for a new recipe or especially if she can make it convenient or easy, and if she's got a little personality she can throw in there, she'll kill it.
She said something, and this is a fact with any YouTube video or any video at all, and good Lord, there's billions out there. She said, I don't want to talk on my video. I says, I beg to differ.
Yeah.
I said, you've got to be entertaining and personable. Your personality, you've got a great personality, you got a great voice. If you use that, entertain as well as inform, you'll be much better off.
Yeah, Ray, I think a lot of people overthink it. Like, nobody wants to listen. Yes, they do.
And that, boy, if that ain't the pot calling the kettle black.
Well,
you
we
come
all
in here
think
all prepared with all the. I said, homie, don't do that.
Well,
but I understand.
I think a lot of us think whatever you do, where your passion is cooking,
sure,
tools in schools, home inspection, food. We think, because we do it every day, like nobody wants to hear this, or but actually they do, because they don't hear it every day and they don't see it every day, and they find it interesting if you can find a way to educate, entertain.
Right. Well, my problem is it's not what I say, it's how I say it.
Oh,
it sounds, But here's the problem, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit the nail on the head, so to speak. In today's world, you got women running a lot of corporate America and a lot of situations in America today. Women, right?
Right.
Well, women, and we know this, they work off emotion. They do. As we all know, you've been married a while, got 2 girls at home.
Me and the dog are the only boys. Yep.
Yep. And they work off emotion, and I get it. And when you say something that's abrupt or whatever, you may hurt somebody's feelings. Well, if I'm a man and I believe in tough love, I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to rub peanut butter on it with honey on top. I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. I'm going to tell it like it is. If it offends you, all I can say is get over it.
Yeah.
Because men need to be men.
Right.
And I'm going to declare myself a real man, and I'm going to speak like a man should. With love, with respect and honor. But if I hurt your little bitty feelings, I really don't care. Now, see, that could be harsh to some people, but I do care.
Right.
I care enormously about you, but I've got to be honest. And here's where that goes, and I'm going to go ahead and say this. I'm reading a lot about the issues around our culture and what the problems are. One of the big problems we have is leadership.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
There isn't any.
Correct.
Right?
Right.
Men. There's no more leaders anymore. Mentors. This trade problem, this labor problem. We got kids wanting to go into the trades, and when they go into the trades, they go into a company situation, and there's no leadership to guide them, train them, and make them feel welcome.
Right.
That's going on in like crazy right now because the lack of leadership.
Right.
So not only have we got a trade labor issue, we've got a leadership training issue. We really do. And I know this because I've been playing this for many years now. And the fact of the matter is, we've got to teach men how to lead and instruct. For example, we got our first ministry coming over here next Monday. What's Next Ministry? Bringing 10 to 15 students, high school students, over to the toolbox. And by the way, what did you think of our toolbox?
Oh, loved it. Yeah, I thought it awesome. And what you're doing is great. And, teaching these kids, giving them something, that, the whole, I guess, biblical, give a person a fish, you feed them for a day, teach them how to fish, you feed them for a lifetime.
Right. Yep.
So you give somebody a trade, they've got something that they're going to make probably above average income, as long as they don't, start drinking or something.
Oh, sure.
But if they, learn a trade and work, they're going to make, an HVAC guy gets his license, gets a van. He could easily make $100,000.
Oh, easily. No question.
Without even trying that hard.
And
they're not going to make that.
He doesn't have to work 5 days a week either.
Yeah.
He really doesn't.
And they're not going to make that in fast food. Nothing against people working fast food. That's honorable too. But if you get yourself a skill, you differentiate yourself. I mean, when it's hot, I'm writing a check. Somebody fix my AC.
Yeah, you want the comfort.
I'm not writing a check to somebody for their gender studies degree. I mean, sorry,
Right.
I hope that didn't offend anybody,
Well,
but
if it does,
it just doesn't have a useful. What you're doing is you're teaching people, giving them a skill that's useful in the marketplace, that there's a need, that's solving somebody's problem. And there's not enough of that. And
there's not nearly enough.
I mean, you said it in the pre-thing. You're trying to get stuff done around here. You can't.
It's hard to find people, period, that take the time, that understands the need, and is willing to step up and be a part of the mission.
Right. And if they are, they're busy, like booked out.
Yeah. No question.
Because there's a shortage. So
we've got 10 to 15 students coming over here next Monday from What's Next Ministry. And we're going to be working with other nonprofits, such as West Boulevard Ministry, whom I've worked with last year, going over to their facility and teaching the kids how to do carpentry, simple carpentry, use tools, the difference between a straight tip screwdriver, and a Phillips. You believe it or not, Preston, they don't know the difference.
My wife caught it way back.
Plus and minus.
Yes.
There you go.
I was like, could you have me Phillips head? She's like, is that the one with the plussy thing? Or
Well, it's a good analogy. We got 10 to 15 students coming over here that most of them probably have never experienced what tools can do and the career pathways around using your mind, your hands, and critical thinking skills. Speaking of which, doesn't exist much anymore with our kids. Kids today do not have critical thinking skills. Why? Because they're not applying their hands and their mind to a purpose-filled pathway.
Yeah, and I'd like to speak on that.
Please do.
I think there's a mindset thing, and it took me a while to realize this. It's the people who are in power, they benefit from keeping a mindset a certain way. And what I mean by that is,
oh, you're right.
Let's say, there's people who were poorer than me, but I was poor, right? There was a lot, But if
it's all relative too.
Yeah. If someone's feeding your mind with, oh, well, you're poor because of this reason or that reason, or somebody's holding you back, or the system, you're giving me an excuse, whereas if you showed me a way, and my mindset was, I can get out of this. I can improve my lot in life if I just use my brain and my hands, and you can. But I think they're trying to numb them into thinking they're helpless, and the system's...
It's creating codependency.
Right.
And yes, it is intentional. It's strategic and tactical, actually. It's been weaponized against the culture. If we take all the creativity out of the schools, which they are doing and have done, now not all the creativity, not everywhere, so let's don't take it to the extreme here, because the reality is they are not teaching creativity in school. Constructive, creative, critical thinking skills are not taught in school.
And I think that's by design. Think about this.
It's totally by design, and you're right.
I saw something the other day, and you see stuff all the time, but this one really struck me. It was like, so let's say I'm a politician, and I'm always like party of the poor. I'm helping the poor. I'm part of the poor. The poor vote for me. If you think about it, it's in my best interest that you stay poor, because if you start ascending, you don't need me anymore. So, I'll speak a good game, but the reality is I want to keep you poor through, whatever, subsidizing just enough so that you can't get ahead, and incentivizing you not to learn a skill, a trade, to ascend. I really don't want you to ascend, because my power base is you staying poor.
I couldn't agree more. And here's the big catch right here. My life has been all around critical thinking and resourceful, fix-it kind of atmosphere. Everywhere I go, there's a problem, and I'm a resource.
Right.
I'm in construction.
There's always
I'm a problem
fix.
solver.
There's always a fix.
I'm a problem solver. Now, if you learn critical thinking skills and how to use your mind and your hands, they can't control you.
Right.
They won't control you because you're going to break free. The freedom attached to your mind and your hands, the empowerment is overwhelming what freedom it gives you when you don't have to be codependent. But we're teaching this in our system of education. We're literally teaching codependency.
Yeah.
And it's not working. It's not working. And if the reason it's, well, part of the reason Mr. Sandlin's here with me today is we're going to discuss what he sees in the field. What he sees as a home inspector, 30 plus years out in the field, it has changed dramatically the quality. And we're going to talk about that because people need to be aware of how lousy our houses are being built. Am I right or wrong?
You're right, 100%. I mean,
see, but here's the sad part, folks. This has become normal. Yeah. Normal. Why? You don't know any different. And you know, when I said this on air last week that if you're less than 50 years old, you've been dumbed down. Oh, that offended some people. I'm sorry, but it's a fact.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah, and to anybody out there,
and I talk about it every week because we got to fix this.
Yeah, and I want to add on to what he's saying. I don't think Ray is like, I know he's not like coming. You know, he's not. If you're listening, don't think he's coming down on you. It's the system that we've all
been indoctrinated into.
Yeah, and
it literally taught.
Have you ever seen that allegory of the cave? It's what is it? Not Aristotle, Plato. There was like the Greek philosopher.
Oh yeah.
It's an allegory of the cave, and he wrote this 500 years before Jesus was born. And the allegory goes like these people are chained in a cave, and there's a fire. I mean, this was, and someone behind them is doing things on the shadows on the wall, just like a TV, right?
Sure.
Or a computer or a screen. And all these people believe is what they've been seeing. Mm-hmm. And then one person breaks free from the cave, breaks his chains, gets out of the cave and gets out, and never seen sunshine, and it's just, at first it hurt his eyes, but after a while, he was like, this is wonderful. We never knew about it. And then he goes back and look this up. He tries to rescue the other people and pull them out of the cave and tell, look, we've all been lied to. The real, and they fight him. They don't want to. Because
they don't believe the truth.
Right. And he wrote that like 500 years before Jesus, or 300 years. I don't know, Plato, there's Aristotle, Plato, but it's the allegory of the cave. I mean, he wrote that, and that's true today. I mean,
you're so right. We only know what we know. And a lot of people don't know what they don't know. And that's kind of where we're at in this culture we live, And the sad part is, and I'm not picking on anybody, but it's a fact now. You go to college, you get a 4-year degree. Your girl, your oldest one, what's she doing? What's the name of her?
Sarah Margaret Eats.
Sarah Margaret Eats. Okay.
Yeah. $200,000 of education. She's a food influencer.
Thank you for that little description right there. And I'm not. It's hard to talk about.
But she's making more money doing that. She's making more money. She had the real job.
But see,
with her degree.
So she got out and got a real job in corporate America.
Yeah,
I recall that vaguely.
Yeah, she was.
What'd she do?
She was selling. Her major was packaging science.
Hold on a second. What?
Packaging science. They actually do make good money.
Well. What does packaging science do, though? I'm sorry, is it around science of packaging?
Yeah. Well,
literally?
Yeah, it's like how you package and how you optimize,
Oh, sure.
There's a lot goes into that,
Oh, yeah.
Because the more you can put on a truck and safely do it. And then
I just didn't know there was a degree around it, but I can totally understand 4 years of that.
I get where you're going.
But here's the thing.
But she got a job doing that.
But she did get a job.
Yeah.
But she didn't hang in there because...
Well, she started doing the food thing on the side.
She found her passion.
Yeah.
And she's using what?
Creativity.
It works, folks. $200,000 education, and she's using in this around food, not the degree she went to get.
100%.
Another story, another fact around it ain't working. Yes, she's got a degree, and congratulations.
Yeah, and you know what? She taught herself too, and what I mean by that is, as she did these, she does food reviews and
Sure.
stuff, and she gets these brand deals and all this because she has a big following, and that's why they pay her. She had big. Well, I don't know if she's had a couple of contracts with different.
That's awesome.
Well,
I love it. Thanks for sharing that. I want to hear about your girls.
Oh yeah.
Because I've followed those girls since they were itty bitty, and you made pancakes with them every day.
Oh yeah, and they used to go around with me marketing the real estate office. But as she did this, like she would find little things that worked, and
you
things
inspired her. I don't mean to interrupt you, but you're a great father because you baked and cooked with your girls their whole life. Now go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I appreciate that. But you know, all these little nuances, like she does this or changes that, and she realizes she gets more views or less views. So she starts dialing in.
She's tweaking.
Yeah.
Making those fine-tuning adjustments.
Yeah. And now she's like way better than she was before. But what I'm getting at, that wasn't a $200,000 degree. That was trial and error, you know.
That wasn't education, though.
Yeah.
Just like a superintendent of education walked up to me one day and he says, I told him, I said, he wanted me to teach. He said, you need to be teaching. I said, I laughed and says, I have no credentials for teaching. I've never been to college. He says, son, you got a PhD and you learned it the hard way. Sarah Margaret's no different. We learn through life skills. We learn through application. Look at all the applications she's done around that food prep and that food knowledge and information. And she's doing it and she loves it.
Yeah, she works at it though. I tell you.
Well, but she loves it, or she wouldn't work at it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And she's successful. But you've inspired her to be that because you did the same thing in your field.
Yeah, they used to go around marketing.
And therein lies the story of fathers, folks. We got a tremendous father shortage too in this country. Men, where in the hell are you? Where have you gone? Men around father responsibility. Where you at? We got to step up and help our kids. Thank you for being a great father.
Well, thank you.
Now, what about the young one?
My younger one is just finished up. She's, had some
What degree?
education, but she was going to teach, but now she doesn't want to.
I don't blame her.
But
Teachers are walking out in droves.
yeah,
And some of the issues we're discussing right now are problematic around that problem.
yeah, she's got a really good personality. She, I hope her mother's all right with this. She has an eating disorder. So she's in treatment for that right now.
Gotcha.
But she's doing well. I mean, we're hoping she'll, come out of that. And
She will.
she's
got love on her side.
Oh, thanks. But I think she'll do well. She still hasn't quite, she's still on the tarmac, so to
I
speak.
understand.
But-
She's still ready to take off.
Yeah.
Checking the weather out and see where to go.
But hopefully she'll be taking off soon.
Right. Well, let me talk about my sponsors here. I got to talk about them because, well, we talk about education and what have you and application. You take Rhino Live Foundation Solutions. 2 young men fresh out of college, one with an accounting degree, the other with a project or management degree of construction, said that they wanted their entrepreneurial spirit, got out together, teamed up, said we're going to build a company around foundation repair and everything around it, crawl space. Well, you know the racket, encapsulating crawl spaces, fixing foundations, elevating slabs. We're going to talk all about that and see what Preston's seen on jobs, and this is why Rhino Live Foundation Solutions is such an extraordinary company. You get it done right the first time. Licensed general contractor in both North and South Carolina. If you've got foundation issues, go online, check them out. RhinoLiveFoundations.com. Great company, great warranties. just give them a call, come out and have them give you the free inspection, free evaluation. They'll educate you on resources and solve your problems. So check them out. That's RhinoLiveFoundations.com. And Kilo Exterminating. Every house has to check out for bugs, wood-destroying insects. Kilo been in this town since 1939. I'm giving them a call this week, have them come out to the toolbox here because we've got a bug problem. We're not sure what it is. Grattan Pest Solutions looked at it. I'm going to have Kilo come out and solve it. Not that Grattan couldn't, but Kilo's my company, has been for many, many, many years. You're aware of Kilo, aren't you?
Oh, man, great reputation.
Great company. Kilo.biz. Check them out. Give them a call. Get them out to your house today. They'll come out and inspect your crawl space for wood-destroying insects and other things like ants, carpenter ants, whatever it might be. But more than that, they'll give you moisture readings, which are very, very important. Not all exterminating companies, pest control companies do that. But make sure that they'll educate you about the moisture content. And I will say this. We're coming up on July. August. We're in July. We're coming up on August. August is the most humid, hottest month of the year. If you have your crawl space checked out, we'll talk about it. Your moisture levels are going to exceed probably 19 and 20. Am I right or wrong?
Oh, yeah, the humidity.
Don't get alarmed and don't let them use fear tactics to tell you need to encapsulate your crawl space. No, you don't. Check them out. Check it again in February. February is the driest month of the year. And am I right or wrong on this?
Right.
Help me out.
You're right, 100%.
Been around a few crawl spaces in my life. That's Kilo.biz. Check them out. Great company. And we can't forget about ABS Insulation. ABS Insulation knows comfort. You say, comfort, they're not an HVAC company. No, they're better. They'll make you a cooler. They'll make that house a Yeti cooler. They've got the capabilities. And we don't fight temperature in the summer. We fight humidity. Insulated properly, air sealed properly, you can eliminate the humidity, give yourself greater comfort. And don't forget to ask them about attic encapsulation. It can be a little costly. However, the comfort you can achieve, the extended lifetime of the AC unit not working as hard, and encapsulating attics will extend the life of a asphalt shingle roof.
100%.
Am I right or wrong?
100%.
Very few people. A lot of people wanted to argue with me. Well, I got proof right here. I got a home inspector, 30 years out in the field. That's ABS Insulating. That's absinsulation.com. Check them out. Today, we're talking Home Inspection Carolina with Mr. Preston Sandlin. Been in the home inspection industry. Popular dude. They call him Pants, Mr. Pants. Yeah, he
does have some cool pants. I'm not gonna lie. Pretty jealous.
He's a marketeer at bit. Have you heard from Jerry Eisenhower lately, by the way?
Nah, it's been a minute. How's he doing?
I think he's fine. We hadn't talked much. Jerry does his thing. And
the chimney.
Just curious.
Yeah. No, I like Jerry.
Jerry's a great guy. You know, he just had a big birthday, and they gave him a 50-something Corvette.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I'm going to put a note. I need to reach out to him just because I hadn't talked to him.
Good man. All right, Preston, how many inspectors you got going today? These days?
28.
Where are those 28 inspectors? Are they across North Carolina or Charlotte or where?
Majority of them are here in the Charlotte area, but we have 3 in Raleigh and 1 in Greensboro. I always get it mixed up. Triangle.
The Triangle's up in Wake and Durham and
Raleigh, Chapel Hill is the Triangle.
And then
Greensboro, Winston-Salem, High Point is the Triad.
Yeah, I guess.
And then Charlotte. Those are the 3 major population.
And what you just mentioned, by the way, are the fastest. North Carolina is the fastest growing state in the country right now.
We're full.
Yeah, the sign's up as you come in all major freeways and interstates coming in here, lot full. So go away.
And the infrastructure can't keep up with it.
No, we're already out of whack. But in all seriousness, that's a truth. That's a true statement I just made.
Yeah.
That North Carolina and those 3 areas, Charlotte-Mecklenburg, the Triad, the Triangle, are the fastest growing areas in North Carolina as well as the United States.
Well, and one thing. Can I say one thing?
Oh, please do. That's why you're here.
I mean, there's a bunch of different reasons why that's happening, and that could be a whole show in itself. But one, just this week that I heard about, or last week, this new budget that North Carolina passed, it's going to lower state income tax. Who ever thought of that? But simultaneously, Mecklenburg is raising the sales tax again. I think we're paying close to 9% now. Remember, it used to be like you buy something, it was 6 cents.
Yeah.
It's like 9 in Mecklenburg.
It's crazy.
But I'm like, if you got a big ticket item, I mean, I love Charlotte, Mecklenburg, but I wouldn't buy it here. You're going to pay a lot more sales tax.
Here again, Charlotte's out of control.
Yeah, I didn't mean to get you on that.
I'm gonna kind of lay low.
Here we go.
I'm gonna lay low on it. I'm not gonna get carried away here, but I'm gonna tell you. Like this morning, I stayed somewhere else last night, and watched the soccer game. And
darn,
and just got
a little short.
Yeah, I fell a lot short actually.
3 goals to be exact.
Yeah, a lot short.
That's a lot.
A lot short. But at any rate, so I stayed somewhere. I didn't want to drive across town, so I slept on a couch somewhere. Not really, but I slept somewhere else. At any rate, coming back this morning, 485. Oh my goodness, coming from north to south around the eastern part, bumper to bumper, just crawling for over 4 or 5 miles. I couldn't believe it. And that 485 was just finished less than 10 years ago. And now they're already redoing it. Welcome to Charlotte. I've watched it happen my whole life. Like in Highway 51 back in the early 70s, they widened it from a 2-lane to a wider 2-lane. That's what they did. I don't know if you were around back then, but then they went back 5-10 years later and started 4-laning it here, and here, and here, and finally here we have 51 from Pineville. And back then in the 70s, there was not anything on 51 between Pineville and Matthews except the Pineville Dinner Theater and a veterinarian down toward Pineville. That was it. No 7-Elevens, no fast food, no Circle K's, no gas stations, no restaurants, nothing except Raintree. Right. That was what was between Pineville and Matthews. And look at it now.
What decade was that?
Huh?
What decade was that?
70s.
Okay.
Well, even in the 90s when I came here, I was looking at the map of Charlotte. The closest thing to a belt line at that point was Highway 51. It kind of went around a quarter.
Yeah. And Lord have mercy, I'm not going to get off on a tangent about these streets in Charlotte, how they, take Billy Graham Parkway. Have you ever thought about where Billy Graham Parkway starts at Tuckasegee and where it ends? It turns to Woodlawn.
Yeah.
Woodlawn turns to what, Fairview?
Fairview, Tyvola.
Is that right? Tyvola? No, not Tyvola.
No, wait.
Woodlawn turns into, right
goes
there,
up by the
Myers Park,
middle
and
school,
AG,
right?
AG, and then it circles back around, turns into Wendover, then it turns to Eastway, and then Eastway melds into North Tryon, and it starts out of Tuckasegee and it goes all the way.
I remember
and it's got 4 or 5 names getting,
it's
and that's only one street, Idlewild Road.
Yeah.
Look at Idlewild Road and Sardis Road and Raymer Road and all that, like Fairview. Like Tyvola.
That turns into Tyvola.
Tyvola starts at Billy Graham Parkway, or out there in the west part. And it goes all the way to Monroe.
And turns into Fairview.
Turns into Idlewild. Turns into Raymer.
And then
turns into Idlewild. Idlewild turns into Secret Shortcut all the way into.
You're gonna make people's brains explode.
But it's true.
Well, when I first moved to Charlotte, I couldn't.
Not that anybody cares, but what the heck?
That was one of the hardest things to wrap my mind around. How the roads change names.
That's my point.
Yeah.
And they weren't cut through always either. But anyway, welcome to Charlotte.
Yeah.
People love Charlotte. That's why they're moving here in droves. But it's too crowded. We don't. But let's kind of get on target here.
Okay.
How's business?
It's good. It's really good.
How's the real estate market?
It was up. When we had our meeting this morning, I was on the call. It was up 14% last week. So now that's a week to week.
Now, when you say up, you're
from the
talking
year
about
before.
the what?
From this week, the year before.
Okay, I got you.
So we're going. We
You're
always measure a week
14% higher this year than you were this time last year.
for the week. Now,
Got you
yeah.
for the week.
Now,
well, still,
that
it's high.
could be misleading. Sometimes the holiday might have fell a little different. I don't know.
Sure.
But it was a good meeting. It's a bad meeting when I go in there and like, oh, yeah, we're 10% down. But the real estate market itself was up, and we were up about the same, I think. So.
But business is good.
Yeah. We're ahead of last year. Not record breaking, but we're ahead of last year.
What do you do? Now, I know that's I'm a home inspector. Well, to me, a home inspector was dealing in real estate primarily. You went out and inspected real estate transactions, home for people, possible buyers or sellers for that matter.
Right.
What capacity are you inspecting in today? Like, are you doing any construction, like going in and doing pre-construction and that drywall framing and inspections for homeowners? You know.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So you're 100% right. I mean, theoretically, a home inspector can inspect a house anytime. You know, I'd love to do maintenance inspections, but I just never could sell it. I wish I could. But it's usually primarily a real estate transaction. And we do pre-drywall on a new home. We're usually going to do a pre-drywall, and then, month and a half later or 2 months, we're going to do the final inspection on it. And you love the pre-drywall inspections because this is a time, when the plumbing and the electrical is roughed in.
Sure.
But you can see. Yeah, you can see. You can see everything before Abs Insulation comes and puts insulation up.
Now, you've got how many inspectors?
28.
Do all 28 home inspectors do all the inspections? In other words, are there some inspectors that don't see that kind of inspection?
No, they all
do the same broad.
Sometimes when we bring on a new guy, sometimes there's a little bit because we're in North and South Carolina. We're doing Fort Mill,
sure,
and, Rock Hill and all that. Sometimes
you do Sun City.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, I got a question about Sun City.
I got so many jokes about that. They may not be appropriate.
Can we stop here a minute and just park and talk about Sun City a little bit? I'm curious. Went down there last Thursday. Mm-hmm. Looked at a vent. They're got a vent hood, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm doing
on the oven or on stove.
Range, cooktop, ventilation. Well, it's not. It vents right out the top of the cabinet. So he wants to and it's greasy, and he wants to replace it. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to replace it and take it in. There's an archway right behind it that I can go into a void of the arch and take it up and out the roof.
Okay.
What do you know about Sun City and how they work down there?
Well, I know at one point they stopped one of our guys and said, you got to have a sticker or something to pay. I don't know. We had to pay.
You got to be licensed in Sun City to do work in Sun City. I've never done any work to speak. I've done dryer vents, back when I had all metal.
Yeah.
I've done probably 3 or 4 dryer vent cleanings in Sun City, but I never went down there and, look where it's at for one thing. So I just never. But I went down there last Thursday, gave him a price. He's all for it. But now, what do I expect to see from Sun City as far as me working down there?
Yeah, I know we had that issue a couple of years ago. They wanted us to have some sort of sticker or something. Because, I'm more in the marketing, chip handles. Sure. I haven't heard of anything like that lately. We had something similar in TUK.
Right.
You had to pay something to work in TUK.
Right.
To get a sticker. In the town of Fort Mill, too, I think. And it's just like, you got to be kidding me, man. I pay state taxes in 2 different states.
Oh, it never stops. I mean, people, if you want to be in business, this is what you got to deal with.
And I was thinking, how does a service provider, if we had to buy a tax sticker for every little municipality.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, how does, and I know there's this is a show like HVAC guys and stuff. I mean, it would be impossible to keep up with all that, and just I don't know. I'm getting a little bit on my soapbox, but I know there was a little bit of an issue. I think we resolved it. I haven't heard anything lately, but I'm a little bit separated from that, so I can't say for sure.
Well, I know there's going to be some sort of something, because I got to put a hole in the roof to put a roof damper. And you know what? I've only done 100 or so of roof dampers. I mean, they say, well, it might
not your
leak.
First rodeo.
Well, it might leak. Not done correctly, it won't. They don't leak if they're done correctly. I have had one leak on me in the past, but being that I've done maybe 100 or two through my career, 1 or 2 little leaks here and there, that's pretty minimal, And I'm not too sure I did it anyway, but I'll accept it. I'll accept the blame,
Now, do you do work on those vents and stuff too, or?
What do you mean work on them?
Or maybe you could refer me to somebody. I got one of those vents that raises up.
Telescoping, got one.
Yeah.
I got 2 to put in right now.
I got one that's not working.
Well, what brand is it?
Oh gosh.
Well, you can get back to me on that, but
Okay.
I do. Yes, I fix things.
Yeah,
I replace them. I did 2 last week.
Okay.
I've got 5 on the books now to do that we went and looked at last Thursday.
I got one that's not raising.
I understand exactly. I got 2 to fix just like that right now.
Okay. Well, I'll send you some business.
Yeah, I can come check it out. You may have to replace it, because if it's a Bosch or a Thermador unit,
It might be a Bosch.
if it's Bosch or Thermador, I've got 2 of those right now that are on the fritz. One of them's stuck up. It works. It goes high, low. The fan works and all. It just won't go back down. However, I'm going to take one out next week, and I'm probably going to take that one because it elevates, and I'm going to switch out all the components in it to fix hers, because you can't get the parts. And that's sometimes what I do is I put them on hold. I told, well, you know who I'm talking about. And I said, I tell you what, you just hold the phone. She said, well, it's just me, Ray. I don't care if it stays up. She says, it's on an outside wall, so it doesn't really matter. And I said, well, just hold the phone on that, because I'm going to find one that operates fine. Something else is wrong with it, like the motor, and they've got to get a new one. And I'll take that component and switch it out, because I did the same thing to her motor. I took one out because it wouldn't go up and down, but the motor was good. So I took the motor, took it to her place, and replaced her motor, because you can't get the motor. I know that was a lot of story there, but it's called problem resolution. If you got issues with things, you figure out ways to solve it.
That's right. Could I speak on appliances while we're here?
Please do. You're a home inspector. You can
my
comment
experience
on anything.
here. So we've got our house here in Weddington, and we bought a little place down in Florida, little bitty place. So
where at?
Sarasota.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it down there. Love it. It's my happy place.
Cool.
But it's small. So where I'm going with this is we just have, probably lower end or medium appliances there. Our house here has really high end appliances. I mean, not.
I understand what you're saying.
I mean, whatever.
Well, it's the market the house is in and all that. Yeah.
I've had more. Guess which one I've had more problems with?
The high buck ones?
Yes.
Oh, I know. I hear it every day.
We had to replace the refrigerator. It's one of those Sub-Zero. Oh, my God.
Oh, Sub. Oh, yeah, man, that's high buck there, buddy.
It was crazy. And like a year or two later, the freezer wasn't working, so I had to pay somebody to come and $800 more. Meanwhile, the other place, I got this, just
down in dirty basic.
Hot Point or something.
Right.
Dude, that thing, and I inherited it. I don't even know how old it was.
Right.
Never had a problem with it.
See that one in the window there?
Yeah.
That old Whirlpool through the glass right there in the studio here?
Yeah.
That sucker's probably 35, 40 years old, and it's still cooking right along. And I took that out of a house, a replacement, and the one out in the toolbox, same thing. There's nothing in here new.
Well,
except a vent hood at Queen City. Thank you, Queen City Home Store, because we couldn't do it without you.
And ask my wife. The dishwasher went out in the house here, and I mean, I hope it's all right that I'm just being frank here.
I'll be frank. Be George if you want.
So you had to to replace what was in there, Bosch.
Oh yeah, the quiet
dishwasher.
one. Ooh.
Yeah, you think, woohoo, high end. We're thinking, other house, I don't even know what we get. It's a Whirlpool or Hot Point,
Right.
something. I mean, it was like one step up from the cheapest one you could
Sure,
get.
absolutely. Builder grade.
Yeah. Dude, no problem. Ask my wife. She complains all the time about the one here doesn't get the dishes clean.
Right.
And the one down there does a great job. And it's about $1,000 less, maybe more than that.
Appliances, and I'm not speaking against any appliance dealer, Queen City Home Store, Plaza Appliance Mart, Best Buy, Lowe's, Home Depot. I mean, appliances are sold at many different locales. Now, I would say this around appliances. I would highly recommend buying appliances from a good appliance dealer, such as Queen City Home Store.
Oh, yeah, back it up.
Because the appliances you buy in Lowe's or Home Depot are different. They're a different quality grade than what you'll buy at a Queen City Home Store.
Oh, yeah, and the service, and the
Well, they're bought in container lots, and they're produced that way as well. The model numbers will vary somewhat. And now I'm not saying one's any better than the other, but yes, I am too. I firmly believe you're going to get a better appliance. And Queen City Home Store is one of our sponsors, and I'll take this opportunity now and talk about them. Queen City Home Store is a great store. They've been in Charlotte since 1952. The Player family has been absolutely enormous to this community, and their philanthropic and giving nature, and they're just unbelievable. Well, they put all that care and love into what they produce and sell to the consumers that visit the Queen City Home Stores, no matter what location you're after or you go into. And I think there's 4 or 5 locations around the Charlotte-Mecklenburg area. The new store out at Carolina Place Parkway. Great store, great people, growing rapidly. But if you're going to buy appliances, I believe they're going to cover they got blanket coverage out there as far as quality, grades, price points, and in product selection. So check them out. Not only that, they furniture, media being TV, and check them out. I mean, they've got great product, great service, and super people. And their delivery. You can have some things delivered in less than 24 hours. Go online, queencityonline.com, and check. You can shop right there. 4th of July specials are probably still running. Check them out online. See what they've got on sale out there. Visit the store, no matter what store they've got. I like the Queen City Home Store at Corporate, which is Queen City Boulevard out off Billy Graham Parkway. But whatever store you go to, check them out. That's Queen City Home Store, queencityonline.com. And now let's talk Floor Coverings. Floor Coverings International of Southeast Charlotte. That name, don't let it fool you. They'll go anywhere you need to go, be it Iredell, be it Rowan County, be it Mecklenburg, be it Lake Norman, the Peninsula. I don't care where you're at. They're going to come to you. They bring the showroom to you. Be it LVP, the new laminate floorings. Laminates are strong now, new recipe. New way of manufacturing, I guess. Laminate had a bad name back in the early days, but all that's changed. Check them out. That's Queen City International, Southeast Charlotte. In their website, yourflooringteam.com. Check them out. Whether you need custom rug binding, stair treads, engineered flooring, hardwood sanded flooring, doesn't matter what you want. If it's your floors, they've got you covered. That's Floor Coverings International, Southeast Charlotte. And today we're talking to Preston Sandlin on the show from Home Inspection Carolina. Been in the industry in the Charlotte metro area and beyond, all over the state actually, and South Carolina.
Yeah.
How far south do you go?
Probably about to Lancaster.
Gotcha.
About that far.
Gotcha. And we're going to talk to Preston about, well, what he sees. They're out there 26 inspectors? 28?
Mm-hmm.
26?
28.
28 inspectors, pushing 30. You got 28 inspectors out there. Y'all ever get together at one time?
Yeah, we have a yearly meeting. We try to do something fun every year.
Do you talk to these inspectors much? I'm just curious.
Oh yeah. We have a meeting once a month. Training meeting, and then we have a channel like where we're always talking amongst each other.
Do you compare stories? The reason I say that is because I know y'all see some mess.
Yeah, I mean, you get a home inspector talking about crazy stories, man. It's yeah, we do. And I go to conferences, with other home inspectors, and when you get a beer at the bar and other home inspect, boy, yeah, you'll hear some good stories.
Well, out there in the field with new houses, are you seeing some crazy stuff?
Yeah.
And here's where I'm coming from. And I'll go ahead, and since we're going to plow this garden, we got about
10 minutes.
About 10 minutes. I got 9:50 on the dot right now. And we want to talk about what's classified as normal now. I mean, the things we see in construction. I see it on the tail end. We went to a house up in, where were we? $1 Million House 2 weeks ago, over in Plaza Midwood, a teardown.
Oh, okay.
A rebuild.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on.
A lot of it going on. Well, we went in, and the guy that was with me that day, he's very observant. And we left there. We did what we did. We had to put a vent hood up, and it was a challenge. Mm-hmm. But being the resourceful guy I am, I made it work. It was fun, too. I love problems. I do. I like a challenge. But anyway, when we left, we went to get a bite to eat. And he said, "Ray, did you see the quality of that house?" I said, "Yeah, I try not to look too deeply, too deep into it. But the quality in that house was deplorable."
Yeah.
The finish. Now, why is this? Because there's not enough craftsmen out there right now. Not only that, and I alluded to this earlier, leadership. You can have a project manager with that 4-year degree in project management, still doesn't know anything about construction.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
But yet, he's got a degree, comes out of college, gets a job as a project manager. I like to call them superintendents, the old term. But you call it what you want to, but you're still a dummy. And you can't help it because you've been taught and educated that you're a project manager, and you had some courses in college that made you such. But you're not without experience. You cannot manage a construction site without experience.
I feel like to be a project manager, you need to work in each one of the subs for 6 months or so. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying.
Because I the thing about college is, I'm not going to say colleges, but I have a master's degree in education, and I crawl in her houses every day. My daughter has a $200,000 education. She's doing food. What I'm doing now, what she's doing now, is what she learned on the job, and trial and error. And that's, I don't know.
But in actuality, that's where we've been indoctrinated and literally trained to go.
Yeah.
We're trained in this culture we live to go down that pathway, and it's not working. But that's not where I'm coming from now. It's not working in a leadership way. You can't have a successful construction company without proper knowledge and leadership, mentoring.
100%.
Now they're calling it mentoring, but I'm going to call it leadership.
Can I add another caveat
please.
into this? Private equity. Not the biggest fan.
What's that?
Private equity. You got a mom and pop business, or like the players,
Sure.
and my in-laws are friends with them, by the way.
Right.
They're
Cool.
great people. They care about their customer, and their reputation and all that. And I hope I don't mess you up for future sponsorships or something. But it seems to me like private equity comes in, and they're buying up home inspection companies too.
Let me tell you, that's a problem.
Well,
and that's what you're alluding to.
Well, there's,
I hear
before
you.
there was the customer and the owner, and they both had a beneficial relationship of, I want to do the best by my company, by the customer, so the reputation. The problem is, you come in private equity, you've introduced somebody new, shareholders, and now it's like we have to maximize profits at all costs to the shareholder in all these boards and meetings, and they start losing what originally made the company quality good. I mean, brands. There's so many brands now that are bought by private equity, and that's the beginning of the
private equity ruins everything. That might be a hot
Corporate
take,
America
but
is what we're talking about.
Because you're reporting to the
Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, I mean,
Help me out.
Don't get
Private
me wrong.
equity.
I'm a capitalist, and I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm not for, but I do feel like some of the construction things are a downwind from that, because you've got a lot of corporate boardrooms.
You're right.
We got to maximize the profit for the shareholders. So we're not putting that expensive flooring or countertops anymore. We're going with, the least.
And let me tell you another fallout from that, okay? We got to change this route. We've got to put tools in our students' hands. We've got to put tools in schools. Call it what you want. Bring back the trades, whatever tag you want to put on it. Okay. Schools have career days. Most of those career days are centered around college. Colleges come in and fill the gymnasium up with, you'll have 20 tabletops there around colleges.
Business.
They're selling college degrees.
Yeah.
And that alluding to what we've talked about here on this show. Okay. What about the trades? Why aren't they in that gymnasium teaching kids about tools? Well, we can do that. And it's very, very effective. And it works. But it cannot work unless industry steps up and makes it work. They have to be present. No talking heads. Engage students, because they've got talking heads 24. Every day of the week, they got talking heads.
Well, and it goes back, though. I agree with 100% what you're saying.
But business industry doesn't show up because they don't have time, and more so, the bean counters want to see an ROI, a return on their investment.
And the politicians don't. Back to the thing that I don't want you to be prosperous. I don't want you to have a skill. That I want to keep you poor. That's just me.
But you're suffering for it in a house, as we're going to talk about right now. The quality of construction, the problematic areas that you're going to face as a homeowner is going to cost you big bucks. But you don't know it because you don't know any different. And that's what we're talking about. And if we don't start improving the whole landscape around building and leadership and actual craftsmanship skills, we're sunk. You're in a mess.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
So
got 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
I'm 57, and it's gotten worse over the years. But even when I was in school, I don't know exactly. There was kind of like you were. I don't know if brainwash is the right word. Go to college, get a management job.
That's called brainwashing.
And at the time, it was kind of a stigma if you went to get a hands.
It was less than.
Right.
You were considered less than because you weren't academic.
Right.
You're not college bound, so you're less than. And they branded these kids. Well,
but fast forward to today, AI's taking over all those management jobs. We don't need it. And even an accountant. I love a good accountant, but man, you can throw your taxes into AI now. But the tools in schools, the hands-on job, there should have never been a stigma with it. There should be a lot of pride in it. AI can't, AI might handle some scheduling and some marketing, but AI is not going to go out there and replace your air conditioner, your roof. It's just not going to happen.
AI's not going to replace the trades. Hands-on application, trade, career pathways. It won't happen. But ignore that. Well, I'm talking about quality. Who's going to build tomorrow's quality house? Who's going to show up on time and fix your appliances, as we've talked about? Who's going to change your ceiling fan? Who's going to fix that kitchen faucet? Well, next hour, we're going to find out what Preston sees out in the field every day, along with his 28 home inspectors. And proof's in the pudding. You're seeing it, are you not?
Oh, I see it every day.
Every day. So we're going to talk about that. And I wanted to bring him in here for that very reason, because I'm seeing it every day. Every week I go out in the field and see things that you got to scratch your head and say, what in the world were they thinking? What in the world are they thinking? But, next hour, right here on About Your House, tune in. Next hour, as we'll be talking about what's out there, the quality, the what the expectations are from the homeowners, and what you're seeing. We're going to talk about those framing inspections and pre-drywall. Those are the big ones. So tune in. More to come next hour, right here on About Your House. Fox Sports Charlotte, 9 to 11. We'll be back.